Good evening. It's a delight to be here this evening and to welcome you to the Graduate Center. I'm Bill Kelly, the president here. Tonight's occasion addresses a critical and extremely timely question, the future of scientific research and more particular doctoral education in the sciences. The development of new researchers and by extension the generation of new knowledge is a first-order concern. From a global perspective, the complex problems we confront, climate change, disease control, nutrition, energy, to name just the most obvious, demand the kind of innovation and creativity only sustained research programs can produce. The United States, its place in the world, its global competitiveness depend upon the renewal and the extension of its research agenda. The international students American universities regularly attracted to their laboratories are now drawn increasingly to programs in their home countries, in China, India, Korea, Southeast Asia in general. Competition from other developed nations, and I think here particularly of Australia, has intensified. The need, therefore, to enhance domestic pipelines that extend back to high school, has never been more pressing. The film we're about to see particularizes that problem in a very dramatic way. Situated in a single lab, it offers a powerful rendition of the process of scientific training, its challenges, its difficulties, its heartbreaks. Through the eyes of the filmmakers, we come to see how difficult and how thrilling is the process of scientific discovery. My friends, naturally obsessed.
This is really a hell of a way to earn a living.
Well, I think the universal idea here is, regardless of what your field in science is, that the scientist is the intimate part of science, and that who you are as a scientist actually impacts on how you do your science.
There was a sense in this film that no matter where I go, there I am. Remember that line from Rob? Or Larry saying, it's all I am. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I couldn't do this. These people, at least the two who emerge triumphant in the last scene, the professor and the student who gets the PhD, there was a feeling that they had some kind of toughness or something in them early, like they couldn't help it.
There are many facets that are required for success. It's not just the obsession. It's not just being naturally obsessed. That's got to be there. But it's being able to learn how to think. Mm-hmm. It's a matter of, as you get beyond graduate work, being able to sell your ideas, being able to write, being able to raise money for your work.
I'm not sure scientists are born. I don't think I was born to be a scientist. I was born to be a bank teller. I mean, that's what I first did.
The teacher said, leave that bank, young man.
I actually started working in a lab while staying at the bank, and then we kind of made this deal that if I liked the lab at the end of the summer, that I would leave the bank. But if I didn't like the lab at the end of the summer, then I would give that up and stay. Okay. So no, I'm not sure we're all born. I think we have to really be shown what it's all about. I mean, when we have I grew up with no concept of what a scientist does at all.
So if you have, there were a number of things on display there. One was just having ideas, then having another idea, then having another idea after that. A kind of tactical creativity, I guess. Stubbornness, patience, huge amount of competitiveness.
But I think a part that you left out is bravery. I think a scientist has to be brave enough on their own to take a risk, to go out on a limb where no one else has been before. We sometimes say in science, if you know what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it. And that's the essence of being a scientist. And sometimes when a scientist is doing their best work, it's the scariest time of all, because there's nobody to tell you whether you're right or wrong, and in fact, you don't know whether you're right or wrong. And in some ways, that's the thrill of the chase. That's the reason for doing science. That's when it's really, really exciting. And so I think that you left that part out.
Well, so is that, where do you do, like you have to be naked in bed with your spouse and have her say, or him say, I believe in you?
You have to say, I believe in myself.
That's right.
That's
right.
really critical, that you have an idea and that it is worth pouring your heart and soul into.
That's right.
And you have to be able to do that, not just in the middle of the night and not just at the bench, but you have to be able to do that in front of a bunch of 600 scientists who you are presenting your work to, when somebody gets up in the back of the room and says, that's rubbish. And you have to be able to defend yourself against that.
Yes. And that's an extremely important point, that the idea of being able to defend your idea against those who know more than you clearly. And clearly a new idea is a vulnerable idea because it doesn't have the background that the old ideas have. And being brave enough to and cogent enough and convincing enough to put together an argument that allows you to proceed with that idea is part of the art, I think.